Happy almost 4th of July. Welcome to the A-side for July. In this video, I'm going to talk about the albums coming out this month that I'm excited for, the records I should be getting in, and usually music news, but there's not that much going on right this second. So let's jump into the record. This month, there aren't a ton of records that I'm incredibly jazzed about, but there are definitely some ones I'm going to check out that I think you should as well. Haim, or Haim, however you want to pronounce it, is putting out Something to Tell You. This is the follow-up to their critically acclaimed debut album, and I love that album. I think it's such good indie pop. It is just a really fun listen, and I'm worried that they can't live up to it based on the single they released. I thought it was just okay. It didn't quite have that sound that they had on the first album, so hopefully they didn't use up all of their songwriting talent, but I'm still excited. If there's at least one or two tracks that sound like the first album, I'm gonna be happy. Lana Del Rey is coming out with Lust for Life. This is her new album, and I think it got delayed because I thought it was coming out 2 months ago, and I just saw on the list it's coming out this month. The first single I heard from this album, big thumbs up, maybe my favorite Lana Del Rey song thus far. So hopefully the rest of the album follows suit. Arcade Fire is coming out with Everything Now. You know what, I take it back. That is an album I'm incredibly excited for. Arcade Fire is one of the most consistent Baroque pop, indie rock bands maybe ever. I've loved the majority of what Arcade Fire has put out, so Everything Now is bound to be at least a B album for me, and I am hoping it's an A. So looking forward to getting that. The Pains of Being Pure at Heart, one of my favorite modern shoegaze bands, are putting out The Echo of Pleasure. Another consistent band, not one I absolutely love, but a band that I really admire all their work, and I'm excited to see what the new album holds. Manchester Orchestra is putting out A Black Mile to the Surface, long-awaited album since Cope and Hope came out. Now this is a great indie rock, kind of indie folk. They have this aggressive tone to some of their music, and some of it's just really good indie rock, and they tour with a lot of bands like Brand New and Kevin Devine and the Goddamn Band, and Andy Hull, the main songwriter, is absolutely brilliant, prolific. He has a project called Right Away Great Captain I've talked about on this channel before. It's a concept album about a sailor lost at sea, multiple discs, really good, and this is no different. And Manchester Orchestra is another band where I love everything they've done. Maybe not Cope so much, that was a little too aggressive for me, but everything before that, great. So hoping this album lives up to the discography. The interesting one from the albums I'm looking forward to is Cornelius is putting out Mellow Waves. Now Cornelius is an experimental rock musician from Japan. He's sometimes compared to Beck, and his music isn't Japanese, but it's very accessible for your average American, I think. I think that you should go back and check out all of his stuff, because it's a little weird, but it's also very catchy. He hasn't put out an album in a very long time, so I'm hoping that this album is fresh, but also evoking the feeling that his older albums had. I'm really curious, so let's see how it does. Unfortunately, no music news, but that just means we can talk about all the records I'm getting this month. I am actually getting the Childish Gambino Awaken My Love official version. Now, at first, I didn't want to buy it because the album for me was just like a B, wasn't amazing. I loved some of it was eh. And the official version came with this VR headset, and it had all this fancy stuff with it, and it was like $70. On the German Amazon site, I don't know if this was a pricing error, but they had it for $30 shipped to America. So for that price, I had to buy it. I saw it at Amoeba the other day. It's a really thick package, just like Because of the Internet, and I wanted to keep my Donald Glover Childish Gambino collection as complete as possible, so decided to buy it. I will let you guys know what the crazy virtual reality aspect of it is really like. Of course, I have the Arcade Fire Everything New album. I have the indie version, the blue. It's called the Night version. I think that this month, Yama Hiroto Freeform Jazz, the record I talked about in the previous video, is actually going to be coming to me. So excited. Great jazz beats, and it's a Nujabes collaborator. So yeah, I mean, you can't really go wrong with anyone that ever worked with Nujabes, and this album is no exception. JJ Doom, which is Gennaro Jarrell and MF Doom, great collaboration. They have an album together, and this is an EP called the Bookhead EP. It's getting a reissue. The first one was on a picture disc. This one is on red vinyl. I would prefer the red vinyl to the picture disc, even though I actually read that the picture disc sounds pretty good. This is a stellar, short 6 or 7 song EP. If you like MF Doom, this is some of his finest work. I'm getting my early bird edition of the Of Montreal Hissing Fauna Are You the Destroyer. Now, this is my second favorite album ever. This is going to be my 4th copy of this album because I'm a crazy person. I have the black copy, I have the blue copy from Newbury, I have the picture disc, and now I'm going to have the red yellow Starburst. The reason I bought this, beyond the fact that it's a new variant and I would have bought it no matter what, I'm telling myself the reason I bought it is because it comes with a lyric booklet, and I'm really excited for that because the lyrics on this album are some of my favorite lyrics ever. Super weird. If you don't know this album, it's a concept album, psychedelic indie pop, and half the album he's one person, half he's his alter ego, Georgie Fruit. It's just a must listen. You just check it out. It's my number 2 for a reason. I love it. The Deer Hunter, a really theatrical rock band that I really like, has a box set called the Color Spectrum, where it's 9 10-inch discs, each on a different color, and each color has a set of songs associated with it. Now, this is a really ambitious project, and it's a really great project. It's had 2 pressings of this mini box set so far. Both sold out very quickly, and both go for over $250 in the aftermarket. They finally announced a repress, and I could not resist getting it because, honestly, I'm not going to kick myself in the butt again for not getting it. I gotta get it before it costs triple digits. So I did. Really excited to show you guys. It's a beautiful art piece, and it matches the music. MR and RT by Monster Rally and Rum Tum. Now, this is an EP from Monster Rally's earlier part of his career. If you don't know Monster Rally, he's one of those artists for me that is an instant buy. No matter what record comes out, I have to buy it. He does lo-fi tropical beats that he uses samples to come up with the beats. It's very plunderphonic-y like the Avalanches, but no vocals really unless they're kind of ingrained into the music itself. And it is so good. His music is one of my favorite styles of music, and no one really does it the way he does. So anything by Monster Rally, I'm purchasing, and I'm really excited to hear this because I have not heard this EP, but I put my 100% faith into it. I ordered the blue indie exclusive version of OK Computer, OK Not OK, the reissue of OK Computer that I talked about in the B-side of June. Full Moose has not confirmed whether they could fulfill my order. I'm really hoping they do because I will be devastated if I cannot get a copy of this. I think there are 7,000 worldwide, and people thought it was going to be a little more scarce than that. But they haven't told me it's shipped yet or that they actually can send it, so please send good vibes because if I don't get this album, I'm going to be really sad. Kaishning and Schnauz are a duo that work with synthesizers, make ambient music. Kaishning was in Tangerine Dream, which is a synthy, ambient, electronic, new age project from, you know, back in the day. And Schnauz, Ulrich Schnauz, is a great 90s and 2000s synthy, ambient, down-tempo artist. Now, Ulrich Schnauz is considered to be one of Tycho's chief influences, specifically A Strangely Isolated Place, which is a record I've been trying to get my hands on for a while now. I love all his stuff, and Tangerine Dream is excellent, so when I saw the two of them collaborating on a project, I had to go for it. Synthwaves, it came with a bonus 10-inch record. I think the actual Synthwaves is limited to 750, and the 10-inch is limited to 250. Got it on their Bandcamp after listening to one song. Honestly, the one song sold me. It was such a lush, beautiful track, and just serene is the only way to put it. I knew that the rest of the project would be great, and I bought it without question. It has since sold out, so I made the right choice. And finally, Newbury Comics got me again. Sometimes I can resist, sometimes I cannot. They are repressing Anderson .Paak's Venice album. Really cool variant. It's on this clear with orange blob in the middle of it. Really matches the pink and orange cover super well. If you don't know Anderson .Paak, he does these great kind of lo-fi R&B jams. He's a drummer who sings. It's just such a good hip-hoppy vibe to all of his stuff. Malibu is his breakout album, but Venice is just as good, if not better. I had to buy it before it sold out because a lot of the Newbury ones do tend to sell out, and then if you don't get them now, you're just going to pay way more down the road. So now it is that fateful time for you, the viewer, to tell me, the not viewer, what you are excited for this month to listen to, and what records you're hoping to get in or that you think you might buy. I always love reading the comments. I'll be sure to respond to as many as I can. And we're going to have a lot of videos coming out this month, so stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. If you are, make sure that little bell is turned on so you get notifications so that you don't miss a single video, because we're going to be hitting you hard. We'll see you soon.